Welcome back to Weirdest World, where the strange, the mysterious, and the downright impossible come to life. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most infamous and unsettling legends in modern history. A top-secret U.S. Navy experiment that allegedly made a warship vanish, teleported it hundreds of miles, and left its crew in a state of horror. This is the Philadelphia experiment, and trust me, stay with me until the very end, because not only will I share a bizarre fact about this case that most people have never heard, but I'll also hint at a connected story that makes this one look tame. It's October 28, 1943. The world is at war. At the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, the USS Eldridge, a brand new Cannon-class destroyer escort, sits quietly at dock. Officially, it's undergoing routine tests. Unofficially, according to the legend, the Navy is about to attempt something that defies the laws of physics. The project's alleged name, Operation Rainbow. Its supposed foundation, Albert Einstein's elusive Unified Field Theory, an unproven concept that aimed to merge gravity and electromagnetism into a single framework. If true, it could bend light and radar waves around an object, making it invisible. Witnesses would later claim that massive generators on board powered electromagnetic coils, creating a shimmering green-blue haze around the Eldridge. The air crackled, the ship's outline blurred. And then, in an instant, it was gone. Not just from sight, but from Philadelphia entirely. According to the story, the Eldridge was spotted moments later in Norfolk, Virginia, over 200 miles away, before vanishing again and reappearing back in Philadelphia. But the real nightmare began when people saw what had happened to the crew. Some sailors were allegedly fused into the ship's bulkheads, their bodies embedded in solid steel as if the metal had swallowed them. Others were burned, disoriented, or driven insane. A few simply vanished without a trace. The most famous account came from Carl M. Allen, also known as Carlos Allende, a merchant mariner who claimed to have witnessed the event from the deck of the SS Andrew Fursath. In 1956, Allen sent a series of letters to UFO researcher Morris K. Jessup describing the experiment in disturbing detail. Not long after, Jessup received a copy of his own book, The Case for the UFO, covered in strange handwritten notes, 3 distinct styles, allegedly from otherworldly beings discussing the Philadelphia experiment. Somehow, this annotated book ended up in the hands of the U.S. Office of Naval Research. They invited Jessup to discuss it, but his life soon took a dark turn. In 1959, he was found dead in his car from carbon monoxide poisoning. Officially, it was suicide. Unofficially, some believe he knew too much. The Navy has always denied the Philadelphia experiment ever happened, insisting the Eldridge was never in Philadelphia on the date in question, and that the supposed invisibility was just a misunderstanding of degaussing, a real process used to reduce a ship's magnetic signature against mines. But skeptics point out that the Eldridge's logs were classified for years, and that some crew members have given conflicting accounts, some laughing it off, others refusing to speak about it entirely. Theories swirl like the electromagnetic fields the story describes. Some believe it was a genuine radar cloaking experiment that had catastrophic side effects on human biology. Others insist the ship slipped through a rift in space-time, explaining the Norfolk sighting. There's the idea of mass hallucination, brought on by wartime secrecy and strange environmental conditions. And, of course, there's the possibility it was an elaborate hoax by Allen, inspired by science fiction and rumor. But here's the strange fact I promised you. In 1999, a man named Al Bielek claimed he had been a crew member on the Eldridge. He said he and his brother jumped overboard during the experiment and landed in the year 2137. After spending 2 years there, they were sent even further into the future, to the year 2749, before being returned to 1943. His story is widely dismissed, but some of the futuristic technology he described in the late 40s has since been developed. And here's where I'll leave you with a little tease. Because if you think the Philadelphia experiment is wild, wait until you hear about what some say happened decades later at a place called Montauk. If the rumors are true, it wasn't just ships disappearing. It was people, time portals, and experiments that make this story look like a warm-up. But that's for another night. Actually, it will be our next story. If you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, hit that like button, subscribe to Weirdest World, and ring the bell so you never miss another journey into the strange. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your mind even more so.